everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Presley's Pod. I hope you're having a fabulous Sunday or whenever you're listening to this. I hope that you're in bed after a fun weekend and you just get to stay in, relax, enjoy. I just got back from a couple days ago. I just got back from a girls' trip to Naples. My friends and I had Naples, Florida. It was funny because when I first started looking at flights the first time we went, obviously it pulled up Naples, Italy first without me realizing, and the flights were nearly a grand or more. And I almost said to my friends, guys, I don't think that I can make it on this trip. If it's going to be a grand to go to Florida, I think maybe we could go somewhere else or just do a little staycation in New York. But no, luckily here, New York, anywhere, Florida, or honestly, New York, anywhere, we're so lucky to be able to have great airports that have a lot of good nonstop options because layovers are always the death of me. Something always happens and it really drains my energy. So we had the best time. Anyone that lives in New York knows that getting away for a few days truly will just make you a better person after running around the city. We wined, dined, pooled, beach, enjoyed. We got friendship rings that we're picking up here in New York on Monday, tomorrow, which is very exciting. And we honestly had the best time. It was only 2 days, but it was so great to just be with my friends, stay off my phone, but to just be outside a lot and be somewhere that's not New York was really just chef's kiss. So, my mom is here this weekend because she's helping me furnish and kind of redo my apartment since my roommate moved out and I'm taking over the lease. Very exciting, very scary, but very exciting. She said to me, there's other places besides Naples, Florida that you all can go. I'm like, Mom, it's so our speed. Pool, beach, 6 p.m. dinner, maybe like a little after dinner drink at a bar and bed. That's all we want to do. So next year, there's something in the works for taking the gals international, and we might have a few people tag along. So we will keep you all posted on that. Anyway, she's helping me do the room, and I just want to give a big shout out to Wayfair, TaskRabbit, and her. Like, she was so organized in ordering all of the furniture. There were spreadsheets, there were links, there were prices, making sure we stayed in budget. She knew when to everything should be delivered. Honestly, without her, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So shout out. And she listens to this. Shout out. And Wayfair, all of the furniture came from Wayfair. And thank you. Thank you, because it's affordable and it came easily delivered. And it was, I mean, granted, you all saw the videos of me and my friends trying to carry the boxes up the stairs, but small boxes. And then the Task Rabbits put it all together, which thank you, thank you, thank you. Because it took from noon to 5 to get all of that stuff done for just one room. So I can't imagine trying to do a whole apartment, or even if we tried to do it or just hired one person. We got two, which I think that's the way to go. Always get two just so they can kind of bounce ideas off each other. One person can hold something while the other person drills or whatever they do. But the room looks so good. I'm going to post when it's all done. I'm going to post it before, empty, and after, because I truly think that my mother might have a future in interior design organization. So it truly looks so good. And maybe we'll do a little manifesting, saying things out loud. We'll do a little Wayfair partnership someday in the future. But we stayed within budget. And so that was a big win for us because, you want it to look good, but you don't want to drop a ton of money on it, especially when you're a renter and you have no idea, will I be here next year? Will this stuff fit in a new apartment? We don't know. So Wayfair was truly the way to go. Shout out. So last night we were having drinks and I got the idea to ask my mom for a little bit of advice and maybe a little bit of a new perspective from someone that's like had an amazing life and is happily married. And I kind of just wanted to get some good advice for the girls. And I think some real advice, because nowadays social media is flooded with do this, do that, text him here, don't text him here, do this is a red flag, this blah, blah, blah. It's just so noisy, but we forget that this is real life and we need some real good sound advice. And I said my mother is the perfect person to go to for this. So we came up with a few things that we want to share with the Presley's pod listeners. I have no idea what to call you all. So I've mentioned this before, but the best advice that she gave me was date someone for a year. After that year, if you do not see yourself marrying this person, or you don't think that this person is your life partner, you don't have to get married. You can do a life partner. But if you don't see this person as that, you know, lifetime, you have to end it. Because if it's not shown, that's a year of your life. That is a full year of your life. And if you keep going in the direction that you're going, say for the next 7 years, and then you break up, you just, I don't want to say wasted, because we learned something from every relationship, yada, yada. There were probably some great memories in there, but you kind of wasted 7 years of your life. Yeah. So if you, after that year mark, if you're having that gut feeling where you're like, I don't think this is my person, end it. Don't give another year of your life to just try to maybe still figure it out. No, end it. End it. I love this next one. She said, anything you do, think about how you'll feel about it 3 years from now. So any big decision you make, financial, dating, even if it's just a change of job, or even if it's taking a trip, or even if you are making a work decision, whatever, think about 3 years from the decision, how you'll look back on that. Good idea, bad idea, I'm happy I did it, I shouldn't have done that. Any big decision, think 3 years from now. Never judge. Never judge. It's so easy to, like the saying says, judge a book by its cover, right? But here's the thing, you don't know what anyone else is going through or anyone else's life. When you are sitting there judging someone, say across from you at dinner, or, on the train or walking down the street, you are wasting time in your brain putting energy, negative energy, out into the world, judging someone else when you could be focused on yourself. You're scrolling on Instagram, judging someone. You probably just wasted 30 minutes. You could have gone for a walk outside. You could have watched a TV show. You could have, I don't made money. You could have done anything. And I think the way that this got brought up is the book, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People or Functioning People. I can't exactly remember what the book was called, but that was the first habit, is to never judge, because you have no idea what anyone's going through, and you truly just need to learn how to let people be the way that they are, and you stay focused on yourself. This kind of ties into the next one of allow people their own natural consequences. If you've tried to give advice and you've given all of your advice, back off and allow people their own natural consequences. You cannot waste your own personal energy stressing about that. I think this is good, especially in relationship advice. If your friend is dating, for lack of a better word, a loser, and you're trying to, maybe just point her in the direction that he could be a loser, at some point you just have to hands up, back off, or if someone's making, a poor work decision, or if you're like, I know, if you see a situation and you say, I know that this is a bad idea and you should not do it, you say that, and then you cannot stress. You have to back off and allow people their own natural consequences. Someone that I was seeing last summer, um, when I told my mom that he participated in this activity, she said, "Oh, immediately no." She said, "No golfers." And a lot of this advice is a little serious, so we just want to sprinkle in some fun. But if he spends his free time golfing, just make sure that the he doesn't start spending a ton of time at the range, drive, at the course, whatever it is, and make sure that you're also still a priority, because the golf can easily take over. I love this next one because my friends and I were talking about this while we were in Naples. When it comes to dating, don't overthink, just do. Just do. Go on the date. Say yes. Don't overthink it. Should I text? Should I not text? Should I wear this? Should I not wear this? Well, he's doing this and I'm doing this, and this is his job and he lives here and blah, blah, blah. Don't overthink. Just go. Because when you start overthinking and stressing out, you're missing out completely on what's happening in the moment between the two of you. That could be your person, but you're so stressed about what he looks like, his clothes or his job or whatever. But again, if someone asks you on a date and it's like not your vibe, don't go. Don't waste your time. But I think we spend way too much time stressing about the date and stressing about the man, that we don't even get to enjoy it while we're there. So don't overthink, just do it. Period. So I asked her, I wanted some advice on people who have types and people who only date a certain type of person, looks wise, right? Looking back on my dating history, it's been a wide variety of types. And I think I got lucky and kind of realized at an early age that I'm more attracted to someone's energy versus only dating people that are my type. Granted, there is a type that on the street I will stare at for a little bit longer. Everyone has their like physical attraction type, but I asked her about this and she said, your type is their energy. Your type is your personal experience with that person and how much you can trust that person, at least initially. Like, do you feel like you can trust them on the first date, a couple of dates in, etc., as you're kind of learning to build that trust? Your type should be the person's energy and how they treat you and what you both can bring to the table together. Because granted, we all know that looks can fade. And I think the energy should be what you're looking for. It truly is one of my pet peeves when you're dating someone and your friends say, "Oh, I want to see a picture. Show me a picture." You show them a picture and they're like, "Oh." And I'm like, you're not dating them. I'm dating them. And also, this guy treats me 10 times better than all of the other past hotties that I've dated. If a friend shows you a guy, you say, "Oh my gosh, so cute. I'm so happy for you." You don't need to be commenting on anyone's looks, physical, whatever, attributes, whatever. It's all about the energy and it's all about how they treat you. So I like, asking yourself, do you want a hot guy that in 30 years it'll fade? And do you want a hot guy that you can kind of maybe trust on a good day? Or do you want someone that will be there for you when your car breaks down at 2 a.m. and that he will come pick you up? You know that he's not being sketchy on social media. You know that he has your back no matter what. And maybe he's not a 15 out of 10. I would rather pick that type any day of the week, Any day of the week, I'm taking the second option. I asked her about red flags, and I said if there was any, if I came home and I said, came home, if I called her and I was saying, oh, I met this great guy, yada, 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 but he did this, or, but he kind of, I don't know. I said, what would you feel like is a big no no that if you heard me say, you would say, Presley, maybe let's keep shopping, okay? And she said, your red flags should be their morals, values, and expectations. We all know the basic red flags, okay? We know. We've all experienced them. But the red flags that you should actually be looking for when you're dating, morals, values, and expectations. Because if those do not align with yours, there will always be conflict. No matter what, there will always be conflict if you're not aligned on morals, values, and expectations. I don't care if he checks every single other box. But if you all can't agree on those core three, it's not going to end well. And you cannot sacrifice your values, your morals, or your expectations just to be with someone that you feel like checks all the boxes and maybe this is the best that you'll ever get. No, never, ever sacrifice or settle. The last one is really near and dear to my heart, okay? Because I hear people talking about this and it worries me a little bit. It worries me. So, financial transparency. I am hearing lots of rumblings of young women wanting to just sit back, not work, and let the man handle everything. Great. Great. If you want to sit back, not work, raise the kids, and let the man handle everything, perfect. Great. But here's where that gets a little worrisome for me. You need to know how much money he makes, how much is in savings, where his money is going, how much we have in investments, how much we have in emergency funds, and you need to know what's going on with his income, right? You should be able to say, if people say, how much is that in that account? You should know. You should never toss your hands and just say he handles it all, because we've all heard this story time and time again. What if one day he's too scared to tell you that his company failed and you guys are in massive debt and he just didn't tell you for years and you had no idea? You were living your life and you had no idea. I also think that you should have your own money. You should 100% have your own money, working or not working. There should be money somewhere, hopefully invested in a savings account, etc. You need to have your own money, because the minute that you don't, you have given him complete control over you. Complete control. So there needs to be some separate accounts happening, okay? So please keep in mind the financial transparency. You need to know what's going on, because if it's all on him, he's in charge of your livelihood. And if that goes away, you need to be, aware of what's going on. So I loved that section, and now I'm intrigued on maybe asking my dad for some advice as well, because my parents are truly on it. Shout out to them. But I wanted to give everyone a little update on the men that my friends are seeing, the two men that are trying to infiltrate our little friend group. No, just kidding. I'm so happy for my friends. Week 2, and they're still around. They are still around, and they just keep getting better and better. And we're all like, when when is someone going to do something crazy? But it's truly not sounding like that's going to happen. And as long as one of them doesn't turn around and ask my friend for a $2,000 loan, like I think that happened 2 months ago, I think we're in the clear, because that was probably that truly That was the best. But I think we're in the clear with these two, and I will keep you all updated. I'm so happy for my friends, and I hope you have an amazing week, and I will see you all next week. Bye.